Hi, and welcome to the Yarn Habit Geek podcast. My name is Laura. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Ravelry as Yarn Habit Geek. There is also a Ravelry group for the podcast where you can find all the show notes and where you can enter the Doctor Who which is going on right now, which is almost a month in, and end of next month. And I'll be closing the finished object thread, but I may extend the Cal for one more month. So for those wanting to join in, and you gotta all the info is in the Ravelry group, and that's the finished object thread is where you can post your finished Doctor Who themed objects for the Cal. Well, and that's how you can win the prizes. And let's get started with this week's episode, shall we? Alright, whips of the week. Let's start off with the whip I am working on alongside the Doctor Who Cal that I'm hosting, which is the 5th Doctor's Cricket Jumper. Now, I just did another cable, but I doubt you guys can see it due to the lighting, but I'm going to try. There we go. So I just finished this cable right here last night. I'm hopefully can get through the back, actually work like crazy on this back section, and then be able to work on the front, because it's the back and front I tend to have the longest time working on for any type of sweater projects. Unless I'm really working it in the round, then I'm going to work on it faster. Although I am wishing I actually did. I'm kind of wishing I did, rewrite the pattern that I got to do it in the round, but that's going to be for another day. And let us get on with the next whip, which is an amigurumi. And because this one's almost nearing completion, I wanted to finish it before today's episode, but I'm going to need some stuff, which I will be able to pick up this Friday. But as you can tell, I've finished the boots. Well, I just gotta add the little designs on the front, and I am working on the designs on the bottom portion of the skirt. And I have all the little details done on the corseted vest. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. It's a corseted vest. And I am currently working on her little cloak. This cloak is weirdly in 3 different portions. You have the collar portion, and then the big short portion on the top, and then the long cloak part at the back. But this portion is almost done. I just got 2 more rows to crochet, and then I get to go on to the next big portion, and then it gets put together by adding in the collar. And plus, I'm going to have to pick up an eye and hook, so that way it can be detachable. And you might hear a meowing in the background. That is Salem. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but just in case you heard it, that is Salem. And he is upstairs. The fact that I can hear him from upstairs is ridiculous. But let's get back on to whips. Next up is, this was something from Whip Limbo. The only reason I brought it out, another whip from Whip Limbo, is because I need to use the needles for another sock project. Unless I have another pair of needles that are in that size, I don't know. I have to recheck. Because I think I may have freed up a pair, but I brought back the Candy Witch fingerless gloves, and not much is done. Like, I got actually, yeah, I think I got a little bit more I know I added this one, and I believe I added this bobble right here, but I'm working on the thumb gusset for the right hand. And so hopefully soon I will have this. Hopefully I can have this one done for next week, and then I'll have a hoe. But yep, I brought another project out from Whip Limbo. So I'm foregoing my just pick one out of the little bag I have holding all the names, because apparently I switched things up now. And I will hopefully get back to working on my Molly Weasley house coat, which is going to be for a Molly Weasley cosplay. Now, next up is a good old favorite, which has been going on for a year of me working on, which is the Ron Weasley blanket. I think I may have shown you the last square finish, I don't know, but you'll all see it in that row once it's all sewn in. But I'm currently working on another square, and since I had actually already, I did this and I didn't even talk about it on here, but I did a little rescheduling for what I work on during the week, including taking one day to not knit or crochet. Well, except for the temperature, I guess that has to be done every day, because I had hurt my hand once because I was knitting and crocheting like a fiend. But next up is, well, it's another Whip Limbo project, and it's another sock. It's a sock, and it is my Griffin socks. And I realized I goofed up the heel flap, and since these are for me, I'm not gonna bother ripping it all back. As you can tell, this was the proper pattern for the heel flap right here, which almost looks ripped, but beforehand I was doing this because I was reading the second row wrong. The second sock will at least have the heel flap right. But these are for me. If I make these for someone else, I will not goof up that heel flap. So that is that for that one. And next up is something I got to work on a bit, which is my Poison Ivy wrap, and I am soon about ready to have another ball attached to the project. But in the meantime, this is almost halfway done, and oh my god, and you can actually see the lace work because of the lighting today. So yay! So this is basically almost halfway done, and then hopefully I will have more blocking mats, because I have one little blocking mat just for small projects. And last up for whips, since it's the final Wednesday of this month, means it's time for the temperature blanket update. I'm not gonna unfold it just because it is ridiculously big, but oh my god. So here's this, we got this month's section in here. I still have to put in today's and then the rest of the month once it comes up. So, well, as usual, I will post my end of the month picture up on my Facebook in the Temperature Blanket 2008 album. But we had a few hot days, but it's been mostly green. And thankfully, I have not had to use the red yet. July and August is coming, and if I know those months, they're gonna be hot. Which means red will eventually be used. And that is it for Whips of the Week. Something didn't show up. It's in Finished Objects this week. Let's get on to that segment. Alright, it's time for finished objects, and I have one finished object ready, and it was previously a hoe, and it is the Wicked Witch socks. Now, I was commissioned to make these, but it's weirdly themed for what's happening this week, and the title of this episode, To the Land of Oz, because I finished these on Monday. Weirdly, I finished the first half before Anime North, which was last month, and then I finished this one Monday. Second half on Monday, so the fact that I finished the sock within a month is amazing. But going back to this week's tile, if you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, you will notice I'm wearing my Zelina necklace. And why am I wearing a Zelina necklace? Well, I'm going to be talking about that in ramblings, including about why this week's episode is titled To the Land of Oz. Besides these being finished. Now let's get on to ramblings, shall we? Alright, ramblings time, in which I talk about non-yarn related, but sometimes it's going to be yarn related stuff. Especially when this week's episode title is To the Land of Oz. As I shown in Finished Objects, I finished these Wicked Witch socks. And, why else is this titled The Land of Oz? Well, this week, I'm going to see Wicked. It's actually going to be tomorrow I'm seeing Wicked, so I'll probably be talking about that in next week's episode. And I remember in last week's episode I said probably be showing a new prize for the Doctor Who knit-along I'm hosting. Unfortunately, I was not able to pick up the prize because the prize is going to be a project bag made with Doctor Who fabric that I am picking up this Friday. Because I finally found a store that sells Doctor Who fabric here in the city I live in. And so, for next week's episode, I get to show you the project bag that's going to be a prize for the knit-along. And, well, as summer is now upon us, I am probably going to eventually end up going to the beach. Although I do not swim, I only go to the beach once during the summer. But I am also going to head towards the Toronto Islands, so I may end up doing a little video there. And hopefully I can get through some more projects that are in my WIP limbo. Firstly, I gotta go through the ones I am currently working on. And hopefully I can have another finished object for next week as well. And, actually, I might be I'm not sure if I'll be able to open up my Etsy shop at the end of this month, since I only got 5 bags prepared for that. Because I gotta pick up lining for the, I think it was 2 other fabrics I picked up. I cannot remember. Yeah, I gotta pick up lining fabric for the 2 other fabrics I picked up. So, and actually, I'll be seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp next month as well with the Chat Noir Show, which you can find here on YouTube. And also, next month I'm gonna be at TFCon, and so you get to see probably not a lot of footage gonna be done there, but I will try. And till next week, stay crafty, my friends.